Welcome back to the Clover Tack channel, guys, and today we've got more Styrka product. We're going to be looking at some binoculars, the S3, S5, and S9 series. Now I want to take a quick second. I want to thank Larry's Pawn and Gun and also Styrka for allowing me to review and compare these three series of binoculars. Now, if you've seen my other videos on the Styrka optics, the scopes, you know that I'm a big fan. The glass quality, amount of light that they pull in, the return to zero, quality on the turrets, that sort of thing. Wonderful on the Styrka optics. What I've seen so far is just as impressive in the binoculars. Now, one thing to keep in mind during this video is I have not yet purchased a set of these binoculars. That was one of the reasons that I wanted to do this review and do a comparison. I'm definitely going to buy a set. I like all three of these series, but the comparison today will help me get an idea rather, of which series is the best bang for the buck, and will help me determine which one to purchase. So let's get started. Let's get into these boxes, see what they come with, examine the product. That's where we'll start first. The first set we're going to look at today is the Styrka S3, and these are 8x42 binoculars. As with all the Styrka products, you can see the packing is way more than I actually need to do. In the lid, you've got your manual, Styrka sticker, all that good stuff. Okay. As we go through, here are the binoculars. They come in a nice case. Styrka spends a lot of time and a lot of money on extra things. There's a cleaning cloth in here. There's a strap. That's going to be probably the strap for the case here. We got a neck strap. Looks like in there. And this appears to be a shoulder style strap. So lots of accessories. Okay, let's get the box out of the way. Let's take a look at the actual binoculars themselves here. Well, here they are. You see you've got some nice caps. These actually are removable if you wanted to take them off. You got your focus here, of course, pretty standard on binoculars. They really feel smooth when moving them. The back side, these come off as well. Got adjustable eyepieces. I don't know if you noticed that. Let me get a better picture. I actually used these the other day. I was out on the range, and the binoculars that I have do not have this feature. It's a cheap set, and had to pull my safety glasses off in order to be able to look through binoculars. Not the most ideal situation, obviously, when you're out on a range like that. I happen to have these in the pickup with me, actually the same pair of the S3s, and I pulled them out, clicked those like that right there. Actually, I left them down. I'm sorry. You'll leave them down for glasses. You'll move them out if you don't wear glasses. So anyway, clicked them down like this, held them up, and I could see just fine through them even with my safety glasses on. You've also got your diopter adjustment here on these. Again, these are 842s, 8x42s. The MSRP on these going to be somewhere in the $300 range. Don't let that scare you with the Styrka products. Your dealers, like Larry's Pawn and Gun, which is probably the biggest Styrka dealer, they're going to be considerably cheaper than what the MSRP is. Styrka does have map pricing, and for those of you that are not aware, that's where the manufacturer says, well, you can't advertise these things for any less than X number of dollars. Okay, so I'm not going to tell you what kind of deal you can get on them. That's up to the individual stores that sell them. But I will tell you that all of the prices we're talking today are MSRP, and we can definitely, they can definitely cut you a deal and get you out the door cheaper than that. Now we're going to put these up, and we'll go to the S5 series. We'll take a look at those real quick, and then we'll move on to those S9s. And here's the S5 series in the Styrka. These are a 10x42. Open the box, and we've got the same thing. Just go through real quick. Strap, cleaning cloth, strap, case, stickers, warranty cards, all that good stuff. Notice I haven't even taken these out of the plastic yet here. Keep in mind, this is one step up from the S3s. This is the S5. I do not have a set of S7s today. They do make an S7 series as well. S3, S5, S7, and S9. So here are your S5s. Got the same caps. There's our caps. Pull them off. Basically the same adjustments. Diopter adjustment here. Focus. And your adjustable eyepieces. The S5s are going to retail somewhere right at just under probably the $500 range on these. $480 to $500 is going to be suggested retail. Again, like I said, check with the dealers, check with the stores, give Larry's Pawn and Gun a call if you're interested in some pricing, and they can let you know what they can get them to you for. Now we're on to the S9s. And these are the big dogs, cream of the crop, best of the best, most expensive series that Styrka sells. These are also 10x42s, okay? We got the same thing. Notice the box is considerably larger on this one. Not sure why, to be honest with you. The profile on everything kind of looks the same. We've got same accessories in the box. There's our manuals, our stickers, all of our straps. Let's get that to the side. Let's get in here and take a look. Oops. I noticed right off the bat that these caps are a little bit different on the S9s, which is just strange. Maybe I'm not moving too fast here. The S9s, the profile to me looks like they're a little bigger, but we'll compare that here in just a second. Again, you got your caps. These are pretty standard, look like the other ones. These are different. They hinge kind of weird. Just kind of show you how they are there. It's kind of strange, honestly. So I don't know that I like the caps on the S9 as much as the other series. S9s, adjustment wise, same thing. I don't see any difference. I see a focus here, diopter adjustment, adjustable eyepieces. So now let's get the other two series out. Let's do some side by side. Since the cap's pulled off of these, they're not attached, I'm going to pull them off the other ones as well. And hopefully we got enough room on the camera to get all three in the shot. Real quickly, the big daddies here, the S9s, I hope you're sitting down. Retails about $1,200 on those. When I said top of the line and the cream of the crop and the best of the best, I wasn't kidding. But they might very well be worth that money once we get into looking through them and trying to decide. Okay, so here we are. We got a side-by-side comparison for size. One thing I do notice here between the S3 and the S5 is look at the eyepieces on this end. We're smaller here than we are here, and I'm honestly not sure why that would be. Okay, so going from the S5 to the S9. Now remember, there's a S7 series that I don't have access to in here as well. So you're actually making two hops from here to here. Definite size difference, which is strange to me considering that they're both 1042 binoculars. Objective size appears to be, everything appears to be the same there. It's just the casing is a little bit bigger and a little bit heavier. That's definitely interesting that these are bigger and heavier and bulkier. To me, already I can tell that for, you know, $1,200 retail versus maybe $500 retail, that's nearly twice, that's over twice the price. So it's going to have to be a heck of a jump in quality to pay for that. The difference between the 3s and the 5s here, maybe not so much. You know, a couple $100 difference. We might actually see a difference in quality or something there. Something interesting to note here. Notice the again the S5s and how small the eyepiece is there, and then when you look at the S9s are the same, looks like, as the S3s. Now notice the color difference there between the S3 and the S9, and a little bit of color difference here between the S5 and the S9. What that's telling me is there's a different glass used in these. Now, is that going to be better? We'll see. We'll get there. Can't tell you right now. We'll have to look through these and kind of do a comparison and find out. Now, one thing to mention with Styrka, just like their scopes, is all of their optics, be it a spotting scope, rifle scope, binoculars, are lifetime warranty. They're also lifetime maintenance agreement, meaning that you can send these in to the factory, and it tell you on the box right here, it says it's more than a warranty, it's a commitment. And what that is you can send these in once a year, even if you don't have a problem. You can send them in once a year, and they will check them, they will calibrate them, they will clean them, they'll fix anything that's wrong with them. In a sense, I guess, refurbish them in a way, and then send them back to you. So that's a comparison right out of the box. Also the info on MSRP. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to set up a way, hopefully, that you guys can see through the camera, keeping in mind that when you're looking through optics with the camera, it doesn't always look as good as when you're looking through the naked eye. It's also kind of an overcast day today. Just playing with these as much as I have so far, I do realize that I noticed that they're very clear. They pull in a lot of light with it being overcast. I don't know how that's going to affect how much light that they're pulling in. We'll see. Once we get the testing out of the way as far as that goes, we'll come back here, give you my final analysis, what I think, and hopefully have a decision on my part as to which one of these three I'm personally going to purchase. I'm going to grab these S3s first. I'm going to look through them. I'm standing behind the camera here. And what I'm looking at, there's a light pole right here. Electricity pole. I'm going to look at the connectors and whatnot on the top. That's about 100 yards away. And first I'm going to talk to you while I'm looking through with these. Wow, guys, I'm impressed every time I look through these Styrka binoculars. They're amazing. Even overcast. Like I said, these are the three S3s that I'm using now. And I can see pretty good with them. I mean, I can see that there's hex bolts holding those cross pieces on. I mean, I can see all the little wiring connectors in that, you name it. And we're talking about this pole right here. So now let me play with these S3s and see if I can get them to show through the camera. If they don't show through the camera, then I'm just going to have to talk you through it, kind of tell you what I see. Okay guys, here we are with the S3s. And I'm going to tell you right now, this does not work well through this camera, but you can see the magnification power at least. Okay, so like I said, that didn't go real well. You definitely can't get an idea of the light they're pulling in and the clarity and that sort of stuff. Now we're going to go with the S5s. And first thing I'm going to do is we're going to look through them. I'm going to look through them. I'm actually going to go back to the S3s as well here in a minute. One thing I did not do on the S3 is pull that I noticed real quickly is I didn't pull those eyepieces out. That makes a crazy difference. So I've got the eyepieces out now. Wow. It almost looks 3D down there. It's pretty crazy with the clarity and as good as everything looks. I could definitely tell a difference. I can see the conduit run to the ground really well. You can see stains and whatnot. I can see a little more detail. I'm going to go back to the S3s now and actually pull the eyepieces out, which I didn't do before. Oh wow, going from one to the other. I picked up those S5s and I looked through them and I thought, well, there's not that much of a difference between them and the S3s. There's definitely a difference. The magnification is a big thing. But just the clarity, the quality, like I said, with those S5s, that pole and all the connectors and everything almost look 3D. You've got the backdrop of that tree behind that, and it just stands out so well. The pole does. So the S3s are okay. They're definitely a great set of binoculars for the money, seems like. But the S5s are superior. So now I want to take these S5s and I want to try to put them up in front of the camera here. And, you know, it's not working out real well, but at least it'll give you an idea a little bit on the magnification. Alright, so there's the S5. And apologies with the focus, but I think even with this you can kind of tell a definition difference in it. Even as bad as this view is, but it is a little better than those S3s. Okay, so now it's on to the S9s. Again, at the top of this light pole right here. Wow, guys, I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, I mean, looking through these is amazing. Especially when you're dealing with depths. I mean, there's trees behind trees, and I see buzzards flying now, and you know, I just seen some kind of bug or something flying around the tree. I mean, they were amazing. Those bugs are way out there. When you can see moth or grasshoppers or whatever that might be at 100 yards, that's pretty amazing. But as far as over the S5, I'm not sure. So let's put these down. Let's pick up those S5s again one more time. There's not a lot of difference. That's why I keep going back. I just don't. I don't see the difference. Maybe a little bit. I'm trying to figure out where that difference is so I can try to explain it to you. I think there's a difference maybe in definition or something. Okay, so that's the S9s. I think that they do hold a slight advantage over the S5s. It's kind of hard to say for sure exactly what. Again, we're going back to the, we go back to the eyepieces here. That might be why. Seems like there might be a little more definition in the S9s. Really not anything as far as magnification goes. I'm not seeing anything. As far as clarity, I think the S9s might be a little bit more clear on some of the small spots that are on that pole out there. So let's try to put these up in front of the camera now and see what we can see. So here we are with the S9s in front of the camera. Again, apologies, this is difficult. And you notice that looks a little bit better than the S5s. Truly does. So that's what I was talking about. There's a little bit of difference there. Not necessarily a whole lot, but a little bit. Okay, so this is what you've been waiting for. Final verdict time. Just to recap, we've got the Styrka S3 series 8x42, the Styrka S5 series 10x42, and the Styrka S9 series in 10x42. Again, we're missing the S7s out of here. Manufacturer suggested retail roughly is $300, $500, $1,200. Okay, well, it's time for me to make my decision. Okay, and with what I've seen going through them, the S3s, I'm gonna tell you what, if you can't spend but $300 max, again, you can get them cheaper than that. That's retail. There's nothing wrong with this option. They're great, they're awesome. But for me, I had a feeling it was going to be between these two. And the question in my mind was $500 retail, $1,200 retail. I can't sit here and lie. I thought when I was thinking about doing this video, and I had already kind of looked through these, I thought, you know, the S9s, I just don't see a difference. I don't see a difference. I got it out here today. I went back and forth several times between these because something was just not right. I actually did notice a difference. Like I said, definition, depth-wise on these S9s. I think clarity. I think maybe it has to do again with these eyepieces. I think the light they're pulling in. It's undeniable to me at this point. The S9 is a better set of binoculars. Okay. However, I can't spend $1,200 on a set of binoculars. So the winner is, for me, these S5s. Now, something interesting about these S5s, when I was swapping amongst these three, okay, it's also pretty cool. The S5s are lighter than these other ones. I don't know why that is, and I don't have a scale out here, but I mean, you can definitely tell by picking them up. The S5s are actually lighter, so if you're trekking around in the mountains or in the woods and these are hanging around your neck, or even if you've got them thrown in a pack, less weight means less fatigue, so that's a good thing. Well, that's all we have for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that letting you be a part of my decision not only will shed some light on the Styrka products, it maybe make you a fan as well, but hopefully it'll play into any decisions you make on a purchase later on if you decide to get one of these three. Before we leave, I'd like to thank again Larry's Pawn & Gun and Styrka for setting me up here and helping me to make my decision. Before you leave, as always, we would like a subscribe and a like here on our channel. And you can always follow Clover Tack on East Texas Outdoor Network as well as Facebook.